welcome to Krafting Kitty. My name is Erin. Long time no see. We'll talk about it. Doozy of a week, guys. Doozy. Okay, so it is Saturday though, and I am back and ready to go, and it is time for my weekly roundup. Yeah. So what is my weekly roundup? It's where we talk about my week in crafting. We talk about my whips, works in progress, and FOs, finished objects. This is also kind of where I get a little vloggy and I'll talk about things going on around here. Although, let's be honest, I get a little blabby in a lot of my videos. And we tend to talk about the book I'm reading as well. So, let's dive in. Boys, the mail has already come, so I don't know what they're barking at. So, what do I have? I do have I actually have four. I did finish last week's dishcloth for the Wednesday wipeout, even though I didn't do a video, and I've already made the next one. So, that's done, but I share that on Wednesdays. I also finished 2 creations from Wow Crochet Designs. Mary had a couple of very cute Valentine's options that I thought the girl child would enjoy. Now, I know I used to, well, when I first started I didn't do it, and then I started doing it, and now I've kind of stopped doing it. I sometimes make projects for the Krafting Kitty Creator Spotlight, and that will be one of the prizes. These I'm not giving away as a prize because, I mean, her eyes just light up. They were such easy projects. I might whip up another one. Oops, what am I getting texts about? Oh, hello. Hi, Heather. I hope he doesn't get distracted too. I've lost train of thought. Anyway, I finished 2 creations. They're both for my daughter. These aren't prizes, but remember, Mary is our Krafting Kitty Creator Spotlight for February. So send me on those pictures. I realize I still have not drawn for January. I apologize, and I will get it done. When I don't have a hard timeline. I also know I have many giveaways I need to get in the mail. I will be working to do those next week. I think all of that should be back online. Anyway, things will make sense. We'll talk about that later. Let's talk about my Mary creations right now. First, she had a cute little, oops, they're stuck together. A cute little cotton bag that was a heart, and I made it. She used red cotton. I had this pastel rainbow that Bingo had picked out. She wanted washcloths. This is just kitchen cotton. And I thought it kind of had a conversation heart look. I thought it was perfectly pastel and Valentine's-y. She saw it. She wanted it. And I said, no, you got to wait for the weekend, baby. But there you go. I think it ended up. I use, like I said, this is Loops and Threads. They had, now it's classic cotton. This is the Eco Cotton. Yeah, this is the Loops and Threads Eco Cotton. Mary uses a lot of, she'll use the UK terminology, which is plies, but she is very good about saying what that converts to in other nomenclature. So I think she said her pattern, the wool or the cotton she used would translate to a 3. We all know these kitchen cottons are supposedly a 4, but they are small, tiny 4s, and it worked out perfectly. It's a great little bag. I got a little off when I was sewing it together, so that's why it's a little topsy-turvy bendy. But let's be honest, she's going to put stuff in it, and it's not even going to tell. It's not even going to show. So there you go. She'll put her treasures in there and be excited. Now the other thing, Mary recently released a heart choker. I didn't bring the spool of yarn. Bingo a long time ago had picked out this spool of sport weight yarn from the LYS, and I had thought about trying to make her headbands with it. I have a couple patterns picked out, but then when I saw this choker, I knew it was perfect for that design. That sport weight yarn was perfect for this design, and I had hoped it would work as a headband. It kind of doesn't, and it's not because of the design so much. I think had I made a thicker band, it would have worked better, but I basically made it quite oversized so she can wear it as a necklace. Being a child, I don't want to put her in a choker, so I made it so it was a comfortable sized necklace for me, which means it will be an oversized one for her. But here it is. It's a very cute, very cute granny square heart, and then you make like a little chain that you can tie together. So there you go. She is so excited. She has a couple little friends in her class. I might try to whip some up, but there hasn't been a lot of out of school get-togethers this winter with all of the illnesses going on, and I don't want to send something like that to the classroom because of the fairness issues. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But those are my two finished objects. I am so excited. She is so excited. We're moving on. Is this in any way organized? No, I just piled my projects in here. So let's just go. We are going to talk about Fridays with Fred because I missed Friday, but I guess by that token, maybe I should have brought in my washcloths, but this is my video and I'll do what I want. I don't know. Okay, so let's start. I kind of want to put my priority projects together. Let's just do Fridays with Fred because it's right here and it's easy and accessible. Okay, so Fridays with Fred is where I document my journey through this book, Knitting the Neighborhood, the official knitting patterns of Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. We are on my 5th project. I'm making everything. I don't care what order it gets made. So you guys vote and then I share with you my progress. I am working on I put the book away, the Nurture cardigan by Carla Patrick. And I had finished the back piece and I've been working on the left front of the cardigan. And I am nearly done. I am so close to being done. So last time we met, I was down here. I'm all the way up there. I've done the collar decreases. I've got one more collar decrease to do. And then I have to do 4 shoulder decrease rows and I'm done. So I've got the first one will go on there. I've got 8 rows left. 8 rows left and then this will be done. I am so excited. I'm so excited. This yarn I'm using is Big Twist Party. Colorway is Spiced Wine. This is attached to the project. Okay. Here's what I'm using. I love it. I love the feel of this. I love how it's turning out. I am so excited for this. So this Friday, assuming I get a video up, there is really no reason that left front panel won't be complete, and I will likely at least have a start on the right front panel, but I probably won't be too far on the right front panel because we're going back to the 1x1 ribs. So there you go. There is my Friday update. Now, ooh, here's Spectre. Okay. Oh, Oh, this is better than I thought. Okay, okay, okay. Okay, which yarn is that? Is that the plum? That's the plum. There we go. Okay, we're going to put the Spectre there for now. I am making a Grow With Me dress top for my daughter. This is inspired by Shannon from Another Yarn. She makes, my hair's all tangly. She makes a similar project for her grandkids. Basically, you make a slightly oversized garment using a yarn of this composition, and it stretches a bit because you're using an oversized needle, and it's an oversized project already, so they can grow with them. It can last for a couple of years, and she uses a sock yarn that is 93% acrylic, 7% PBT, which is currently available as Premier Fruits sock yarn, which I adore. I really love it. It's beautiful. I have made multiple pairs of socks with it, and now I'm making this dress. It's a great hard-wearing sock yarn. The kiddos both have a pair. Bingo wanted oranges. Chomps wanted the strawberry. And I throw them in the wash and dryer, and they still look new. And I made that. I was working on Chomps' sock in the waiting area during Chomps' arm surgery when he broke his arm. So that was 2 summers ago. And yeah, they're his favorite pair of socks. He wears them whenever they are available. So yeah, I really like this yarn. I really do. It's got a nice feel, a nice stretch. It's fantastic. So here is the project. It is a little, I finished the bodice and I'm just making the skirt. I'm forever widening the skirt to make it flare out a bit. And basically I'm going to keep doing that until I run out of yarn or reach the desired length. I made little cap sleeves because those should, as she grows, stretch, and it'll look cute. I trust it's going to look cute as she grows into it. So there you go. I adore it. This is the project I work on when my kids are, oops, when I put my kids to sleep. So it's a nighttime project. It's just knitting and all that good stuff. I am using my I'm using my Clover. What? You've got to be kidding me. Is this? Okay, no, that's a 5mm. Good. That's not what I just had a panic looking for some circular needles, and no, this is the one I needed. You've got to be kidding me. I couldn't find it. No. I needed a US 3 and 2. This is a 5. So I've got a 5 and an 8. I don't need these anymore. I don't know why those are in that bag. I'm using my Clover Takumi US 5 knitting needles. For a sock yarn, you normally use a US 1, 2, or 3 needle. So a 5 is pretty oversized for the yarn, but it's making a very nice fabric for a good project. Okay, let us move on to my priority projects. What do you talk about priority projects, woman? So, I am trying to focus on 2 things this year. Tackling, taming, whatever you want to call it. I would like to work on managing my yarn collection, which I'm utterly failing at with this whole Joanne situation. It's an utter failure. I don't get to clean this label yet. I'm still working on that skein. The other one, I am trying to tackle my whip problem. I have so many works in progress. I've got forgotten ones that have been sitting aside for years. I need to get them under control and get things finished. So, I've looked at what I have on board right now. I don't know what to call it. What I'm currently working on. And I've nominated projects as priority 1, 2, and 3. My first priority project is not necessarily a project, but a box of yarn. I bought the entire range of Hirschner's Neon Lights yarn to make blankets for my kiddos. I had a substantial amount left over, and I want to use it all. It's been sitting in our bedroom for a while, and it needs to go. So, in that effort, I've been making blankets. Smaller throw-size blankets that I hope will be able to be donated, but I still have to measure to see where I can send them. So the yarn in question is all Hirschner's Neon Lights. The colorway I'm currently working on is Crazy Coral. My goal for last week on this project was to finish that orange I had. And I did finish it. And I've put a couple of inches of Crazy Coral in. So these are kind of tonally similar. It might be hard for the camera. No, I think you can tell the difference. So there's the orange that I did. I did all this. Well, I did like half of it because I think I used about half of the orange last time. And then all of that this week. My goal for this week is to have this blanket done. I'm pretty close. And then I have the variegated. This is the colorway Neon Lights at the bottom. I'm basically making color block blankets where I just work until the skein runs out, tie on the next, and keep going. No striping pattern to worry about. I just want the yarn used. And I think they're fun blankies. I think they're turning out great. So, like I said, goal on this is to finish this blanket. But that does not complete the whole project, because remember, the whole project is to use the box of yarn. I currently have, the yarn are so staticky, including the one I'm currently working on, 7 colors still remaining to go through. My priority 2 project is a sweater. It's my Joji Locatelli Spectre sweater. I did not grab the pattern. It's still sitting in my bedroom and our bedroom. It is using the yarn from my 2023 Ginger Snap yarn advent calendar. It's all fingering weight yarn. Last week I made it to the sleeve separation point. My plan, so I had the issue of how does one continue the color gradation down the sleeves. So here's where I'm at. So I decided I would work the sleeves simultaneously with the body. So I did, my idea is to do 10 rows of each color on the sleeve and then do the rest of the yarn into the body. I did both sleeves, and I'm currently working on adding the new yarn to the body. I've only like 2-3 rows in on the body, so you probably can't tell much that there's much of a yarn change there, but I did use about half of the ball of yarn doing the sleeves. So I think that's a good balance for now, and hopefully it will keep the sweater in some mode of harmony. My third priority project is a crochet sweater I'm making for my husband, Brian. This is a Bod Bag-O Day crochet pattern. It is an almond stitch shawl collar cardigan. I have finished the back panel and the right front panel. I am very close on the other front panel, the left front panel. It is, I measured it this morning, about 7 inches. I almost said 7 stitches. That makes no sense, Erin. 7 inches from completion. So there's a good chance I get that done next week. We'll see. That's a bit of a stretch goal to do 7 inches on that project, with the others kind of sitting in priority in front of it. I have a yawn, excuse me, and 2 other projects to share with you. First, I am working on continuing my journey into amigurumi. Last year, 2024, was my year of amigurumi. I was making everything from this book. The book is Crochet Cute Critters from Sarah Zimmerman, who is Repeat Crafter Me on the YouTubes. I pick 2 patterns, and then the kiddos duke it out as to who gets which one. Then they tell me their desires, and I go forth and create. I am currently making Max the monkey for my son. You know he likes, well, I guess if you've been around a bit, you know he likes unconventional colors in his animals. This is not a stripe. He wanted orange and red for his monkey, with the main color being orange and red being the accent color. He also got to pick his eyeballs this week, and he wanted 1 green, 1 blue, and he picked the brown nose. So here we go. We've got the monkey head, all of the little pieces sewn on, and the head is attached to the body. So I'm at the bowling pin stage. Of course, once again, in attaching everything to the head, it went a little wonky and tilty, but it just gives it character, and they love it just the same. So he is excited. My goal for next week will be to do the legs. Which doesn't sound like much, but it's kind of just a project to keep moving a little bit forward. My final project is, it's been promoted. What? This was my Tackle It projects that I showed on Tuesday, but I finished the Wrap Me Up Sweater Scarf last week, and that meant I moved this over. So I showed this on Tuesday that I completed Clue 2, and I did get a start on Clue 3, which is section 6, I believe. And you're adding, yeah, this is the right side. You're adding this kind of funny chevron section off of the edge there. This is a total trust the process thing. This is the 2022 Stephen West MCal Twists and Turns. I, of course, bought it at Cast On and cast it on right away, and then promptly lost control. I am using hand-dyed yarn I bought from Etsy from the dyer Blackbird Sycamore. Do I have any? Oh, here's some yarn bands. Okay, so Blackbird Sycamore. The color I'm currently working on is the accent color, which is cinnamon. The red, I don't know if they have these colors still available or not. Like I said, this was from 2022. This red is called Cleric. This is cinnamon. This color here is called Pink Jasper. Pink Jasper. Very pretty. I really quite enjoy this yarn. It's very nice, standard sock yarn. Yeah, I think with any leftovers I have from this project, I will likely make up some, use it for socks of some sort, or who knows. But there you go. Try to get this back in the bag. Ugh. Oh, someone was asking about my fabric and if I make project bags. I do make zippered little pouches on occasion, but I do love making tote bags, and this is kind of, I made this tote bag. So this is one of my favorite things to make. Just a tote bag. I use them for project bags. You can use them for shopping bags. Anything like that. So when I get this sewing back up and running, I'll probably be showing things like that. Although I do want to finish that denim rag quilt for my mother-in-law. So many things we want to do. So little time, right? Okay, so that is the end of the yarny goodness. If that's what you were here to see, thank you so much for joining me. I loved it. I think I had a pretty productive week given everything that went on. And yeah, I'm proud of what I did. Proud of it. I'd love to know what you're working on, what's got you excited. Are there any new patterns out there? I'd just love to know it all. Next, let's go into the house update. Where was Aaron? Okay, so I mentioned we were having internet problems. I was barred from posting. I couldn't get videos to go up. So I just decided to stop the frustration and wait until we got the situation resolved, which we did. We had a new provider come out. We're switching companies. We're moving from whatever we had to a cable broadband line, which is fantastic. I'm so excited. They recently came through and laid cable over the summer, and it was a nightmare. They were in our yard forever. It drove the dogs mad, but now we are taking advantage of it, and we signed up. So we've got those networks up and running, but of course it is a tedious process to move all of the devices over to the new thing, and you're like, oh, I totally forgot that one even had Wi-Fi. So yeah, a lot of time was spent doing that. We also had a winter storm and a snow day, which is exciting for the kiddos. But it was so bitterly cold that we couldn't go outside and play or anything. And then the next day after the snowstorm, it was even more bitterly cold. Overnight, it went deep into the negatives, and our furnace shut off. We woke up, and upstairs was a little winter morning feely, but not bad. The main level of the house was frigid cold. So we had to call a technician out. It was a big to-do. He got everything up and running again. This is an issue we have quite a bit when it gets bitterly cold with snowstorms. So he gave us some tips on things to troubleshoot and try. But said basically definitely give us a call because this is not a good situation. But in that, Bingo and I have had a lot of skin problems this winter. It just seems exceptionally dry. And he was like, you know, I'm not a salesperson here, but your humidity level in the house is darn low. It was at 12%. And he's like, that's really low even for winter air. So we're talking to him and got some options on adding a whole house humidifier, which meant that on Friday we had workers here all day installing that. And I don't know about you, but I don't shower when there are strangers in my home. I shower in the mornings. I just don't like showering at night. It's an Aaron thing. I get it. So I wasn't going to film looking gross. And I didn't. You might say, why didn't you shower the day before, Aaron? Because he was here a long time trying to troubleshoot the furnace. And, yeah. And plus adding the humidifier, he had to connect into the line, the water line. So drawing water off it while it was, you know, he had to shut it off for a time to like add stuff. I'm not a plumber. I don't know what all happens, but he had to cook in, so we couldn't use the water for a while. And anyway, I'm not going to film looking super gross, and I felt gross. So there you go. That is my tale of woe. But everything is on the mend. I paused on the giveaways because I think all that system, the printer and all of that is back up and running, but I have to double check. You know, it's just one of those things I don't really remember. It was a fugue state getting everything put together. But yeah, I do know I have to get that stuff out, and I want to get that stuff out. So if you are missing a giveaway winning from me, you can send me an email. That's totally understandable. But I do know I'm missing them. I have a list, and I am going to do my darndest to get it all sorted out. Okay. Other good news is I have finally finished Onyx Storm, the third book in the Empyrean series by Rebecca Yarros. Guys, I'm not going to give away the ending. I'm not going to give away anything, but holy buckets, was that a wild ride of a book. It was a rough start. I agree with that criticism. I I said this before last week. Normally in a series like this, they'll kind of ease you back into the story. It was like, boom, you hit the ground running. So that was a little bit jarring getting back into it. And I've heard that from people who had both completed a full reread before starting and not doing a reread before starting. I did not do a reread before starting. I've seen a lot of people upset with this book. Here's what I'm going to say. I'm still on board. I'm going to keep reading. I don't care. It's not meant to be fine literature. It's not supposed to be high fantasy. Like I said last time, it's cake. It's dessert. It's a fun, lighter read. Not everything has to be serious. If you follow storytelling arcs and traditional storytelling theories, the middle is where you put your characters in the greatest danger. It is a low point. So you're supposed to have like the introduction to a story, you get the quest, everything, and then boom! Oh no, everyone's in trouble. Oh yay! The conclusion in book 5. That is traditional. That is how stories are written. Check out Shakespeare. It's a very common structure. I think that it was it Aristotle or Socrates who wrote the book talking about that? It was a Greek philosopher way back when. I mean, it's been there for a while. So people are saying, oh, it's ended so dark and so abruptly. Oh, I can't possibly finish it. I respect that. You don't have to finish any book, especially if you're not enjoying it. Wholeheartedly. Move on. Not all books are for everybody. I understand that. But yeah, I think it's to be expected. It didn't turn me off of this book. Yeah, I thought it was a good installment in the series, and I'm excited to see where it goes next. Like I said, this is book 3. I believe it's part of a 5-book series. I've read interviews with her talking about when the next one's going to come out, because of course when one's out and it ends on a bit of a cliffhanger, people are, oh, what's next? When will we know? She likes to take a break in between and write a different genre. She writes romance books and this this fantasy world. So she's going to do a non-Empyrean story before she even starts on the 4th one. Totally respect that. I think you do need a break. I think it helps. I think you need to clear your head. And these books caused such a whirlwind. I think it's healthy for her to take a break and step aside, take some family time, takes time for herself, write a different story, and then come back to it so she can re-enter the foray. And that's a total tangent. I don't even know where I was going. Okay, so I finished this book. I gave it 4 stars on Goodreads. I'm stingy with my 5s, but yeah, I thought it was good. I thought, like I said, it's not high fantasy. It's not meant to be. So, if it's not your cup of tea, if you don't like unfinished series, I would wait on this one. If you don't like spice, if you don't like open door, romantic scenes, this isn't for you. There aren't a ton. This is not Court of Silver Flames by any means. I don't even know how many scenes there were. 3, maybe 4. I don't know. But yeah, it is not overwhelmingly naughtiness. It is overwhelmingly... This one was a lot of politics. So if you read like Song of Ice and Fire, George R.R. Martin's Game of Thrones books, and you were like, I don't really like all that politic and stuff in there. Give me the fights. Give me the battles. This one was a little light on the battles, a little heavy on the politics, but there were battles. Yeah, it was a wild. I don't want to give away anything at the ending, so I'm steering clear of talking about any of that. But yeah, I thought I was surprised a certain, and I'm not going to say anything. Okay. I had theories that something was going to happen at the end and it didn't happen. So I am glad it didn't happen. But I thought for a while there it was going to happen. But yeah, I'm glad it didn't. I think, no, I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to say it. Zip your lips, Erin. It's too new. Although I am way behind. Most people had finished it by now. If they got it on release day, which I did. I've gone back to reading The Way of Kings, which is the first book in the Brandon Sanderson Stormlight Archive. So I'm going to go back to reading that one. That's a behemoth paperback. It's almost 1,300 pages. The typeface is a little hard on my eyes because I tend to read before I go to bed, so I'm not reading quite as much as maybe I could do with this. I mean, these are nice big words on a nice hardback book. A big paperback book like that, you need to be more careful with it. I don't break my spines. I don't break my book spines. Brian's always like, you've read that book? It looks brand new. I'm like, thank you. Thank you. Anyway, I would love to know what books you're reading, if you have any recommendations. My mother-in-law and I were talking about books. She's an avid reader as well. She said she just finished the book Martyr. It's like, Martyr! Exclamation point. Don't remember the guy's first name, but his last name is Akbar, which of course resonated with me and my Star Wars nerdiness. So I did go out and grab that one. It's a National Book Award finalist. She quite enjoyed it. I don't know what it's about, but it's in my TBR right now, so hopefully someday I'll get to it. But did I say this? I probably did. She is a well-read lady. It is one of her passions. So I tend to take any book recommendation from her seriously. She's the one who got me started on Outlander. So yeah, I had read the Outlander books well before the TV series came out. Although I still have not finished Go Tell the Bees That I Have Gone. I need to finish that. Not that they're going to get to it in the television series, because season 8 will be their final season. It's bittersweet, but I think it's time. I don't know. People said, don't say that. You're not going to... But I don't know. It feels like the actors have kind of run their course. And yes, sometimes you just get that feeling that it's time. I don't know how I got on that topic either. Let's go ahead and stop here because I am at a whopping, I think nearly 40 minutes on the camera. So, love to you all. Give me any recommendations you have. What can you expect from me this week? Oh, I owe you a giveaway drawing. So, I need to get that worked on. I need, tomorrow, we're going to go through another portion of my Joann's panic buying. I am now at 10 total boxes because I bought more. We'll talk about that. Monday will be Yarn Management Monday. Tuesday we'll get back into Tackle It, where we're going to talk about a new project I'll be taking on. Wednesday will be Wipeout. Thursday... I told this to Heather, the crochet witch. I need an intervention. I can't be stopped. But not Joann's, Lion Brand had advertised that they had Santa sacks. I ordered 2. So I'm going to show those on Thursday. That was the last thing I had no business even opening that email, and I did. And you know, I was so upset about my last Santa Sack purchase, but there's been a couple releases. I am firmly convinced they have got to be done with that unlimited edition yarn. So I thought we'd give it a try again. Could it be a train wreck? Could this be a horrible mistake? The last thing I need to be doing is buying any more yarn, especially with the Joanne situation outside this door. Brian supported it. He doesn't, the problem is he doesn't tell me no. No, it's not a problem. I do not spend outside of any budget we have talked about. It only puts pressure on me because I am feeling the weight of everything, and it's okay. We will figure it out. We're going to talk strategies on what to do with the Joanne's yarn, because I have nowhere to put it. I have nowhere to put it. Oh, it's not funny, but it's funny. I only have myself to blame. I only have myself to blame. Okay. So what, that'll be Thursday, and then that'll bring us to Friday, and we'll talk about Fridays with Fred again, and then that will bring us to next Saturday, and we'll be back here. That is the plan. Stan, my man. Okay, love to you all. I will talk to you later. Bye.